Hey, thanks for tuning in. We have just turned the page on the calendar and we find ourselves in December, the last month of 2019, which brings around all types of emotions and things that make us happy, which I'll get into in a second. But the question I have for you before we dive too deep into that is, during this holiday season or the last month of the year, will you expand or contract? And let me say exactly what I mean. There's a couple of ways you can handle where we find ourselves. You can say, I'm going to expand, meaning you're going to work harder, invest in yourself, and prepare to catapult yourself into next year. Or you can contract. You can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to let off the gas. I've been working hard all year, and I'm going to get ready for next year when next year gets here and react into 2020. And those are two very different perspectives. So I like to dig in and talk through some of that stuff. So it is very easy right now. We're getting into December. It's cooler weather, depending where you are. For most of the country, we're getting into Christmas. Everybody's buying gifts for each other. There's lots of parties going on, and ultimately a lot of distractions. So it's really easy to talk yourself into, hey, you know what? I've been working hard. I'm going to take a couple weeks light. I'm going to just regroup and get ready to build out next year once we get through Christmas and New Year's and all those things. Or you can say, you know what? I'm not going to let myself slide. I'm going to move into working harder, planning, reflecting, and disciplining myself. That way, once next year gets here, I'm already light years ahead and have tons of momentum to get into 2020. And so a couple of tips on expanding or contracting. So at this point, and this is some of the things I like to do personally, as we get into December and ultimately the end of the year, this is a great time to reflect, right? What went right this year? What were some of the big accomplishments I had? What are some of the things I'm proud of? And there is nothing like writing those things down. Just writing them, reliving those memories, putting it to paper. That way you can see it, feel the emotions that all come with that. And then also, once you're done with that exercise, it's also a good habit to say, okay, what were the opportunities that didn't go so well? Where do I have room to improve and get better? That way when next year gets here, I can watch out for those mistakes and learn from the lessons that were presented to me this past year. So once writing those things down is important, reflecting, getting yourself in the right mindset, that growth mindset, so to speak. And then also, what are the goals for next year? Commit those things to paper. Who do you want to become? What would you like to achieve? Maybe what kind of money would you like to make? Are you trying to do something you've never done before? Are you trying to learn a new skill? Maybe read a certain amount of books. Get yourself around certain types of people. These are all things to think about whenever you're preparing, I call it this season, towards the end of the year, getting into a new year. So those are all examples of expanding your mindset, expanding your drive, your discipline, your health, nutrition. And then also on the other side of things, you have, I say somebody on this shoulder telling you to work harder, discipline yourself, build momentum. And you have the guy on this side that's saying, take it easy, you've been working hard, wait till the next year gets here, set that New Year's resolution to lose a couple pounds, stick to it for 2 weeks, and you'll be fine and can have the same patterns repeating over and over again. So I am asking you, during this season, whenever you see this video, to expand your mind, expand your goals, expand your vision for your life. And then once you say you got that mindset of expansion, take the time to prepare, right? Take the time to write those things down, map out what next year looks like. And I promise you, if you take the time to do that and you commit to expanding, next year will look very, very good for you. Your vision will be 2020. No pun intended. I appreciate you watching. I hope you found value in this. Share this with someone you think that may need to hear this message about challenging them to think bigger in their life, expand, and prepare for that expansion. And I promise you, next year will look a whole lot different in a very good way, and you will set yourself up for winning. Thanks for watching. This is a wrap. Bye for now.